So assuming I'm able to actually get this video up today, it is the 4th of July. So for everybody in, the United States, happy 4th of July. Hope you guys are having an amazing day so far. Actually, last year for the 4th of July, that's the reason that basically the pontoon became a thing, because it all started with a big ass fire pit in the backyard because I learned that Hamilton was going to be released on Disney Plus for the 4th of July. And so I'm like, well, we're going to do it. We're going to do a big party. And obviously we didn't do a big party because, COVID and everything. But, we built this big ass fire pit and had the backyard completely ready. Huge projector screen out there for a big Hamilton celebration on the 4th of July, which was cool. And so we're doing the exact same thing again this year, except we get to do it with a lot of peoples because we're all vaccinated. And that's awesome. So that's my 4th of July story. And if for some reason this video does not go out today, the day it's supposed to, then it's all a very weird intro, really. But I have like a Hamilton shirt on today because we're going to be doing the damn thing, and we're going to have s'mores and hot dogs and hamburgers and Hamilton on the projector, and it's going to be amazing. So for everybody who's not in the United States, happy July 4th. That's also a day. You just aren't going to celebrate it. So that's cool. The 4th of July actually has nothing whatsoever to do with the pour today. We are doing a test pour today, and I'm going to tell you what it is we're testing in just a moment. But before I do, hello, I am Mrs. Soap and Clay. Let's make stuff. How's it going, sudsers? Welcome back to the channel. You are at Soap and Clay, where we make all the soapy things, and you are here for day 56 of 365 days of soap. And today, yeah, it's a test day in the new format, and that's awesome. Somebody had asked me a while back now if I had ever put eggs in soap, and I'm like, you know what? No, I've never done that thing, like literally never. But then I start thinking, people do a lot of fun things in soap, and eggs I don't think would be a problem to put in soap because you have your fats and you have your proteins, and that could lead to really cool like antibacterial type properties, the proteins of the eggs, right? And so I thought, well, let's test it. Let's see what it does. And so that's what we're doing today. And we will also talk about what the perceived benefits of eggs in soap could be based on, my knowledge of eggs and soap and chemistry and all that jazz. So, let's go check it out. All right, welcome to another edition of Weird Things We Put in Soap and Why. That's not actually the name of today. We just put a lot of weird things in soap and tell you why. But there's not like a whole, like that's not the name. This is like a recipe. This is like a test in a business building day. Right? Or is it a recipe day? Hope it's not a recipe day because I didn't give you one of those. Let me see. Oh no, it's totally a business building day. We're good. Cool. It's test day. So we're putting eggs in soap. Now, I'm using a full 12 bar batch of soap, right? So it's about 58-ish ounces in total batch weight when it's all said and done. And I am just using my basic 3 for this. So equal parts olive oil, coconut oil, and palm. And I'm putting 2 whole eggs in. Now, you don't have to do it that way. You don't have to use that many eggs. You don't have to use the egg whites. You don't really have to use the egg yolks. You can just not egg, is the point. But I decided that, you know, first time I've ever put eggs in soap, I'm going to put 2 of them in, and I'm going to use the whole ass egg. Now, I did pour some of my warm oils, not hot. They're sitting around 70-ish degrees. My warm oils into the eggs to temper them. Now, in cooking, tempered is like, well, in this instance, when you temper eggs, it's to make sure that it doesn't cook when you add it to something else, right? So you temper it with something that's going to be closer to the temperature of the rest of the stuff, mix it up really nicely so you don't get scrambled eggs in the middle of whatever it is that you're, you know, making, right? And then you temper chocolate. I don't know why you temper chocolate. Is that the same reason? I don't know. But I don't make chocolate. My mom makes chocolate, and she's great with making candy and stuff, and so there's no real point in me learning because, hi Mom, can I have some delicious fudge, please? And that's it. Yep. Now for this, I decided to do a mix of a Cinnabon scent and I think a buttermilk and honey scent, just to make it smell, I don't know, like breakfast kind of. So with the sweetness, and also you got a little bit of like kind of grease smell going on if you're making like a hearty home cooked breakfast or whatever. And I'm also putting in Fuller's Earth as the clay for this, because why not? Now, I have never used eggs in my soap, as I have said before. But I am a female living on this planet. And so I, like so many other females living on this planet, have at least once in their life looked up DIY home facial masks or something to that effect, right? So now you tell me how many times you have come across a recipe where it's like, hey, take those egg whites, whisk them up, put them on your freaking face, right? Like we're told as children, don't eat raw cookie dough because you'll die. But totally put the egg whites all up on your face, like right next to your mouth where you could die. Makes sense. Side note, I ate the shit out of raw cookie dough when I was a kid, and I'm not dead. I'm not saying do that. You make your own choices in life. There's also that. Anyway, not the point. Point is, eggs are good for the face. Why are eggs good for the face? Well, you got lots of protein in them, right? Lots of protein. Lots of vitamins, tons of vitamins. And the egg white specifically can lend some antibacterial properties to, you know, the whole skin thing. Now, granted, this is soap. It's a rinse-off product. I feel like I need to do that disclaimer thing here. It's a lot of stuttering. That's fun. Yeah, so this is soap. This is a rinse-off product. And so, you know, will it impart these benefits? You be the judge. You make your decisions. You live your life. So now, this is the tempered eggs going into the whole version. And while it is turning a really weird, crazy consistency, because like I honestly think that soap batter is rejecting these eggs right now. It's like, oh no, what is this? This is foreign and is not going to be part of this saponification process. Also keep that in mind. The structure of eggs, I think saponification is going to go around it, just like it would in like, you know, with fragrances or whatnot. But you know, let's check out the pour. Okay, now on to the pour. Now with this, I just took out a little bit of the soap batter that I did not put any eggs into and put a little bit of titanium dioxide into those. And I just want to create just kind of a swirl within this already kind of egg yolky color. This is my thinking. And then I am topping it all with little eggs that I made out of soap dough. The soap chef, she actually does a soap. I don't know if there's eggs in it, but she does little egg toppers on it, like a fried egg. I swear to God, every time I watch one of her videos, I'm hungry, but I'm not hungry for like baked goods. I'm hungry for like breakfast or savory items. because it's delightful. I love eggs though, is the thing. I love eggs. I am a big egg eater. I know like 300 different ways to make, 365 different ways to make eggs, actually, because I got a cookbook once that did that thing. And I was fascinated when I saw that cookbook. Like, yes, I want to know 365 ways to make eggs. And so then I did it because I love eggs. And, spoiler, they're all basically the same thing. Like, there's not 365 actual ways to make eggs, but there are a lot, and they're all delicious. And whatever, not the point. Egg soap is the point. And I am not super mad at this batter here right now. It does have some separation going on there. Like, it's rejecting these eggs right now. It's going, no, this is not okay. I don't like it. But I really do think that it's all going to come out just fine in the cut. And, we'll check that out. Okay, so my camera shut off while I was doing the end of this. And so I'm just going to show you what I did after that last little bit. I placed all of those soap dough eggs just like that. Just did that over and over again. Yeah, there it is. One time a video cut off, like in the last little bit wasn't done, and people were big mad about that. Like, you lost footage, so you shouldn't have even put the video up. And I'm like, lol, what? Cool. And then I took a whisk and I created the little texture on the other side. Just like that. That's what I did. And then I put it into the oven for C-pop and gel because I'm not afraid. I wanted to see if these eggs would cook. And there is some cracking, which suggests this loaf definitely got hot. So, let's check it out. Let's check out this cut, see what the inside looks like. But also, we're going to test the lather. We're gonna check this out. And I mean, what do you think is going to be in here? Scrambled eggs? Oak runny mess? Seepage? Separation? Something that's muy terrible? Oh no, look at that. Looks like a normal bar of soap, doesn't it? It's pretty bar of soap too. I like that. That's nice and simple for sure. Really beautiful swirls there. The egg on top is also cute. That's awesome. I don't see any problems at all with these soaps that would lead me to believe that, separation occurred or there's any sort of, problems with it. That the eggs didn't ultimately get through saponification. But again, I think saponification is occurring around the eggs. Based on what I know of the proteins of eggs, it's going to be like a fragrance oil or like essential oil. It's not really hitting saponification. Saponification's process is sort of happening around the foreign particles and kind of trapping them in between, right? Kind of in like a honeycomb, not in a honeycomb, but like a honeycomb. And yeah, no, I don't see any problems with this whatsoever. Also, people have asked a lot if you can use, purees or fresh or food stuffs in soap. The answer to that is yes. Soap, the pH level of soap is not conducive to growing, bacteria and mold and all of the beastlies. And so, yeah, no, you're totally good to go. So let's test this lather and see what the big deal is. And wow, that's some big bubbles right off the bat. I'm in love with that. You know how my basic 3 mix is tiny, tight little bubbles? That's not that. Those were some big bubbles. I don't hate that. Also, I have paint on my hands because we're going through a remodel. So, there's that. But that's what I'm trying to scrub off there. But that's delightful. And the hand feel is so good. It is so silky. It is so, I don't know. It's nice. Hey, eggs and soap. I think this is a winner. Like, I've never ever done anything like this ever. But I like it. I think this is awesome. This was a really fun test. And you bet your booty I will be making more egg soaps in the future because that lather's great. And there it is, a batch of egg soap. Yes. And yeah, no, not that terrible to work with. Now, I literally went literal. Whoa, that's a lot of literals. with this particular soap by actually putting just a whole ass egg inside of it. You can do just the yolks if you just want the extra fats, right? Or you can, if you want to get rid of the proteins, just the yolks. I'm thinking you can also use powdered egg things too. Although now I don't know if powdered eggs actually come in like the full form. I don't know, I've never bought them ever in my life. But there's one way to put eggs in soap. I do recommend going ahead and making like a slurry, like sort of tempering your eggs a little bit with the oils and then incorporating them, right? Otherwise, you might end up with like cooked oils depending on how hot, or cooked eggs depending on how hot you're soaping, is my thinking. So yes, there's that. If you are interested in these super weird bars of soap, yeah, you can totally find them at soapandclay.com. Yes, if you're interested in seeing what other tests we do or have any suggestions for testing, drop the information below and subscribe. That would be awesome. For those of you who are subscribed, hey, thank you for being awesome. I appreciate you joining me today, even if you're probably not seeing it today because like you're hanging out with your family. Although when I hang out with my family, I also watch YouTube because sometimes you need breaks. But anyway, I do appreciate you joining me for another day of 365 days of soap. I'm out of here. Gonna go hang out with the fam and watch some Hamilton. I will see you guys all again tomorrow for another round of soapy fun. Bye.